How's it going, guys? TacTixHD here, bringing the NHL 15 custom cover vote Final Four. So all the judges have decided which covers they have moving on to the Final Four from their respective divisions. So starting off, guys, we have my division, and in the first matchup here, we had Hurdle up against Scott, and two really nice covers, but I had to go with Hurdle on this one. I think it's just, there's a reason it was the #1 most voted cover. It's an amazing looking cover. I really like the pose that Hurdle's in. That's probably one of the biggest things there. Just an HD looking cover, very professional. I think it's also something a bit unique there with like kind of spikes coming off of Hurdle, almost, kind of like shark bites, I guess you could say, like San Jose Sharks. So I think that cover was just an amazing cover. The John Scott one was a pretty nice one too, but at the end of the day, it's more or less just like a picture on the cover there. So a pretty nice cover, but I think the Hurdle definitely gets the edge. The next matchup here, guys, we have one of the closest matchups, as we have the Rammer going up against the Price. The Rammer had the 8th most votes, Price had 9th most votes. So they're the two middle covers, I guess you could say, and both are pretty nice covers, but I have to go with the Carey Price on this one. I think it's just a nicer looking cover and a bit more professional, obviously. Don't think EA is ever going to put Rammer on the front of the cover. If they did, that'd be pretty hilarious, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. So next, guys, we have the Hurdle up against the Price. Obviously, the winner of this will move on to the Final Four, have a chance at, the big prize pool. And this is obviously a very good matchup. Both very nice covers, but again, have to go with the favorite here. Have to go with Hurdle. Just an amazing cover. Everything about it, I really can't find many flaws. The Price is a nice cover. I think, it's really not many flaws on it. I think it's just a bit bland maybe. And, the Hurdle, I think, is just a more polished cover. Really nice looking and deserving of that #1 spot and deserving of a chance at the pucks in the Final Four. So now that I'm done, guys, I'm actually going to pass it on here to S7. He's going to decide who's winning from his bracket. After he goes, it'll be Don't Be Sod, and after Don't Be Sod goes, it'll be It's Kane88. And once they're all finished choosing their winners, we'll have our Final Four, which I'll let you guys know how you're going to be voting on them.
What's going on, guys? S7 Axers here, bringing you the results for my bracket. For the first bracket, or for my division, for the first bracket, I have the Ryan Miller and the Nathan MacKinnon. I felt like the Nathan MacKinnon one, I really love the background. I love what you did with the background, but with the Ryan Miller one, I love the effects on him, especially the motion blur. It just seems right. And for this bracket, I'm going to pass the Ryan Miller on to the next round, and good luck to you. For the second bracket, I have the Duchesne and MacKinnon. I have two McKinnons, and I have a lot of Colorado players. So yeah, so I got the Duchesne and the MacKinnon again. The two concepts are really good. I would definitely try out both of them. They're definitely creative, but the one that pulled it off the best, I think, is the Duchesne, so he's the one passing on to the next round. I felt like both need some work, because I think that the two concepts are really good, but, it just needs some work on it. But no doubt the Duchesne one, I think, is the better one. So on to the next one, which is the Miller and the Duchesne. It came down to whoever pulled it off the best, and in this case, I'm going to pass the Ryan Miller. So I think the Ryan Miller one looks like something EA would do, and sucks that Ryan Miller won't stay with the Blues next year, but you know what? In the end, still a good cover, and that's why he's going on to the next round.
Hey guys, what is up? Summerside20 here, or Lucas, bringing you guys my judging, I guess you can call it, for TacTixHD's NHL 15 cover vote bracket tournaments kind of thing. Now I have I think 4 in total, and I have to choose one to go on to the Final Four, so let's get right on into it. The first matchup is a Brandon Saad cover, and it's matched up with a Ryan Johansson cover made by my friend BagGrenade1. So now this has got to be the most difficult one for me. Now, obviously Saad, my name, yeah. And then a insanely good cover by Jacob, my really good friend, and it's amazing. Now, both of these are amazing, but what I really look for in an NHL cover is that it's realistic. Like, oh, I can see them using this in-game, or I can see EA making this their cover. Now, what I really like about the Saad one is not only the effect the effect he put on Saad and how it looks, but also in the background, the really nice pictures of him celebrating and stuff. I don't know, I just feel like it's definitely something that EA could do, and it just looks really professional, which I like. Now, moving over to the Jacobs or BagGrenade1s, I really do like his effects too. I just think it's a little bit too dark. I don't know, it kind of just looks a little bit weird to me, and I'm not a huge fan of the stripes in the background like that, because they're not really emphasizing anything, they're kind of just there for show, I guess. with the sod one, at least you can see like him celebrating and stuff. But what I love about Jacobs is the little white overlay, I guess you can call it, right behind the NHL 15 logo. It makes it look really professional, kind of what they do with all their covers, the little white banner. And so, I mean, this is a really tough one for me, but I have to give the vote to the Brandon Saad cover. It looks cleaner, I think, and yeah, Jacob, I hope you still love me after this. So now let me move over to my other covers. Okay, so it's a Gustav Nyquist and a PK Subban one. Now, the Gustav Nyquist one, amazing. Now, if you guys know that, or if you guys have seen Madden 25's cover, how they had Adrian Peterson kind of just standing there, not really like shooting or anything like that. This is kind of what it looks like, and I really, really like that. It has a really nice effect on it. I like the little paint splatters in the background. And like I said, I look for professionalism in these, and this looks really professional. It has the updated NHL 15 logo. It has the 26 awards and stuff like that. And it just looks clean, and it looks really, really, really nice. And now with the PK Subban one, obviously it's not the most professional, and I'm not a huge fan of how small PK Subban is in that one. I'm also not really a fan of the background. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's a big contrast, I guess, from PK Subban, and it doesn't really, like, when you look at it, you can't. I don't know. I just don't like that one. Sorry to whoever made it. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but the Gustav Nyquist one is just amazing. So I'm going to give Gustav Nyquist the win for that one. Now moving on to Gustav Nyquist versus the Saad cover. I was about to say Don't Be Saad cover. This is a tough one. Like I said multiple times, and you guys are probably getting annoyed by it, I look for professionalism and stuff that I think EA will do, or what EA could put on their cover, and people would be like, oh yeah, that's the EA cover. I gotta give it to the Gustav Nyquist one. It looks just so clean, and I really just do like the simplicity of it, because it's not like, I mean, I like the Saad one, how they has the pictures in the background of him celebrating, stuff like that. But, I mean, the Gustav Nyquist one, I think it's really clean, very professional, and I just like it better. So they're my judgments, I guess you could call them, for the NHL 15 custom cover votes. Yeah.
What is up, everyone on Tactics channel? First of all, I just want to start this off before I do my picks that I am really excited to judge some of these covers that I got a chance to judge. So thank you to Tactics for letting me be a judge in this contest, and I'm really excited to get into this. Also, thanks to all you guys that submitted covers. There was definitely some sick ones, and I think this was probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cover contest that there's ever been in the community. So yeah, let's get right into this first matchup. So you can see that we do have this Kessel cover and this Taves cover. So I'm not going to say who I picked yet, but I'm going to go over the goods and bads of each one. So we'll start with the Kessel one, and honestly, this cover is so sick. Like I said, I'm not really sure who made this because you don't have any initials or anything on it. Same thing with the Taves one, but still, definitely sick covers. So like I said, we'll start with the Kessel one, and really, like I said, not much bad things that I can say about this. Honestly, it's a really sick cover, and so like I said, starting with the bads, only thing I can say is the jersey. I think that you put a little bit too much topaz strength, because you can see kind of along the left side in the middle of the picture, there's a lot of it's kind of like pixelated, I guess, just because there's so much detail that you put on the effect, but that's all I can really say. I really like how you have all the colors matching, and you went with the blue and white PS4 color or cover overlay to match the jersey, and along with the background, it's blue and white, and I really like that like cloud thing that you put in. It's it really makes it stand out, and I really like this cover. The more I look at it, the more I see better things about it. I like how you have the arena on the back. Same thing with the Taves one, but I think with the arena, I think it looks like you added some like blue effect to it, and it looks really good, and it really matches his jersey. So great job, whoever made that. So now onto the Taves one, and again, not much bad things I can say, but this one is definitely sick too. So there's a lot of good things I can say. So again, starting with the bads. So there's a few things that I noticed that I liked in the Kessel one better than this one. So some things I did notice in this one. You can see kind of on the outside of Taves, there's kind of a white outline, and I don't really like that. I don't know if that's just how you cut it out or if you added stroke to it, but I'm not really a big fan of that white outline you can kind of see along his leg and stuff. not really a big fan of that. Also, you didn't add any effects to Taves. Like, as you can see on the Kessel one, there's a lot of like Topaz Adjust, and I know that's one of the things that I said that I didn't like about the Kessel one, but I think if you would have added just some Topaz Adjust and toned it down a little bit, it would have looked really cool. Again, another thing that I don't really like is how dark you made the background. Maybe if you made it a little bit lighter and a little bit more like standing out, I think it would have looked really good if you added Topaz to the Taves. So yeah, that's all I can say really bad about this. But so on to the goods. What I really did like, I like how you added that red glow around him, and you had the smoke kind of coming out of that red glow. I think that was probably the best part about this, and that was really sick. But I'm sorry to Taze that I have to go with Kessel on this one, just because that Kessel one looks so smooth. And I think if excuse me, if you added a few little things to that Taves cover, they could have been even, if not better. So great job to both you guys, and on to the next round. Alright guys, so now we have Carlson versus Stamkos. In this one, this took me a few minutes to decide, and this was really tough, but so yeah, I guess we'll start with Carlson since that's on the left again. Honestly, again, there's not much bad I can say about either of these. So this one honestly was almost even, but I'm not going to say which one came out on top, but seriously, almost dead even, and there was just a few things that made one a little bit better than the other. So starting with the bads for Carlson, I don't like how you kind of just left the background from the regular template. You didn't really add anything unique in the background. But and another thing is you didn't really add any effects to Carlson in Topaz or in just kind of making him look a little better. But that's all I can really say bad about this. And I really, really like the smoke effect that you put on him. That is so sick. And I like how sometimes you overlaid it and sometimes you put it behind him. That was really sick. And I think if you would have put a little Topaz Adjust on him, then that would have looked really sick. But still, awesome job. And that smoke looks amazing. So onto the Stamkos one here. Again, one of the bad things I can say is you can see they're the exact same background, and I know that you guys, some of you don't really make these a lot, so you don't really know that you should add in your own background. It wasn't a requirement, but honestly, if you added your own background, that kind of just stood out to me, and you can see in the other two covers that they did that, and again, really not much bad I can say about this besides I can't really blame you guys for not adding in your own background, but that's just one of the bad things I can say compared to a few of the other ones I saw. So the Stamkos one, another thing I don't really like, I like the effort and I like the idea on the picture in the top left, but honestly, I don't think it really fit well with this coverage because it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I don't think it really fits, and I don't really like how much Topaz you put on the picture that was coming out of like the ice in the top left. So that's really all I can say bad about this one, and I like the Topaz effect on the Stamkos, but you didn't really do anything else besides that thing in the top left, and that's the one thing I didn't really like about this one. So great job to both you guys, but I have to go with the Carlson one. Honestly, that one just looks so much more smooth. I think if you would have taken out that thing in the top left for Stamkos and maybe added something else, that would have looked a lot better just because the effect you have on the player. But nice job to both you guys, and these are some of the sickest covers I've seen. There's obviously just going to be a few things for every single cover that people personally think that you could do better to make it look better, and that's obviously what I'm here judging for. So great job to both of you guys, and great job to all four of you guys. Alright guys, so for my final picks, I'm gonna have to go with the Kessel cover. Honestly, just both are amazing covers. These are really unique compared to what I've seen. A lot of people just kind of put it in, put some Topaz, add some weird effect and make it look shitty, but no, those covers look really good. Even the guys that lost, those were all really close matchups, and they were really sick covers, so great job to all you guys. I do have to go with Kessel, so like I said though, great job to Carlson. I love the smoke effect in the Kessel one. Honestly, I think that could possibly win. That was such a sick cover to whoever made that, and that was just, it blew me away. I love the background with all the that bright whiteness thing, and how you made everything just kind of match the jersey. It was a really good job, and thank you guys for entering, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Alright guys, so now we have our final four consisting of the Thomas Hertl, the Ryan Miller, the Gustav Nyquist, and the Phil Kessel. So four amazing covers, and I decided, because they made the final four guys, I decided we could finally show who made all these covers. So the Thomas Hertl there was made by the CHF11. A lot of you guys probably know him from the community. That's Colton. The next cover guys, the Ryan Miller there was made by Chell Designs HD. The next cover, guys, moving on, will be the Gustav Nyquist that was made by @Zetterberg. And finally, guys, the Phil Kessel that's moving on was made by BarDown79. So 4 very nice covers. Good luck to all 4 of you. Obviously, one of you will be placing first, one of you will be placing second, the other third, and unfortunately the 4th place person will be going home with nothing, but still congratulations on all of you making it to the final 4. If you guys want to vote on these covers as, to see who wins first, second, and third, there'll be a link in the description to a straw poll, which is basically just a regular poll. You guys can only vote once, though. It has like a region lock, so if it sees your IP trying to vote more than once, it's not going to let you, so probably have that voting happen for, maybe a few days here, maybe choose the winner on Saturday, I'm thinking, so we'll go with Saturday at midnight. We'll tally up all the votes and see who's going to come out of this as the winner of the NHL 15 custom cover vote contest. Big shout, guys, to our sponsors, Puck Traders. They're obviously the ones responsible for the puck prizes. Had to give a big shout out to them. If you guys don't know about them, their link will also be in the description. And besides that, guys, thank you for watching the video. Please stay tuned for more, so make sure you're subscribed if you're not. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.
This the kind of beat that go.